Hello, it's Feeling You with Vic the Brick Jacobs right there in that fancy hat. And PJ, I'm over here too. And boy, can you feel fall in the air? I mean, I love this time of the year. You got baseball coming into the playoffs. You got the NFL season starting to heat up, week three? College football rolling forward. Victor, everything is upon us, even the NBA coming next month. I mean, where do we go?
Look at me. I'm giddy. I'm totally giddy. But I believe we should start with the touchstone of Dodger baseball for the past 18 years. One of the greatest pitchers of our generation,
Yeah.
Clayton Kershaw, retiring. And the ceremony was incredible. Uh, as he said, let's not get too weird.
Yeah.
But he was crying so much throughout the ceremony, so much love for his teammates, his organization, the fans, of course. And it was a let's face it, a very bittersweet moment for all Dodgers fans,
Yep.
seeing basically the greatest pitcher they've ever seen in their Dodger fandom call it quits after 18 amazing years. The three Cy Youngs, the two world championships, the one MVP, the 3,000 strikeouts. Uh,
Wow.
the question for me, PJ, is was he the greatest pitcher of
Uh,
the Dodgers in terms of Brooklyn and Los Angeles? Of course, Los Angeles is no doubt, but is there a doubt with Sandy Koufax? Koufax was amazing in a 5, 6 year stretch because we've never seen the dominance. He won 4 World Series rings. The coup. Uh, Koufax dominance was much shorter. Koufax was more consistent. I mean, Clayton was more consistent with his 18 years. And of course, his playoff record, he had a 4.49 ERA in the playoffs, which is, tough. He had very rough moments in the playoffs where he got tagged, and he knows it. But that was the beauty of Kershaw was his competitiveness. I thought he still has a month to play, but his competitive. I think we'll know him as a great competitor who always kept your team in the game. His won-loss records on the charts, off the charts, like 220 and 95 or something. But for me, that's a tough call. Koufax or Kirsch,
yeah.
greatest Dodger pitcher of all time. Uh,
Yeah.
and so many fans have never seen Kershaw. I was thinking of Koufax. See, I talk of them as the same person, but
Yeah.
so
But
many
they're both.
Dodger fans haven't seen Koufax, but they've
Yeah.
seen Kershaw. And of course, Kershaw's work in the community with his wife Ellen, incredible. In Africa, Dominican, here in America, here in Los Angeles, just endless community work. So much love and money and time that they've given. That also, I measure that into a career, and that to me, uh, puts Kershaw into another level. But Koufax's dominance was just so unbelievable back in the day that I can't make a call. I always make a call. I am not going to make a call on this one. I'm going to call them both incredible.
You're stuck.
I'm stuck, PJ. I love them
Well,
both.
I think there's a lot to look at, and you got to give it to Kershaw for the longevity. For one thing,
18 years,
he's
man.
still going too. I mean, we're talking like he's done. He's not done yet. He's got a month left of the season, plus he's got playoffs possibly, plus maybe a World Series. So he still has more to accomplish in his stellar career, which is just off the hook, as you said. But when you look at that, and then you look at Koufax, who had a much, like you say, shorter span, 5, 6 years because of arm problems, he had to retire. He was unbelievably dominant. He was a guy that got kind of like Yamamoto now. He got almost zero support. If you look at those games in history, it was always 1-0, 2-1, the games that he won. He got zero support with a
Oh,
bat.
the
No,
Dodger offense was Maury Wills,
yeah, there
drawing a
was no
walk or
off.
stealing second, goes to third on a
Yeah,
grounder and
yeah.
a sacrifice fly from Tommy Davis or Willie Davis,
But that's all
or Will
you, but
Johnson. Yeah,
if you're Koufax, that's all you needed. So how many guys do you know? Can you name that pitch perfect games? Koufax did.
Koufax
Perfect
did.
game.
I think
Four no hitters and a perfect game.
that was one of the most amazing performances ever. That perfect game, there's no doubt. I
I
mean,
mean, it's just not there. So I know the feelings you're having. I think, I always, even at that dominant level, I always kind of lean towards longevity just because if you can do something great as long as Kershaw has done it, and look at him today, he's still probably ranked the top pitcher right now for the Dodgers in terms of getting things done. They're relying on him to go out and get things done, and he doesn't have
well,
his
he was
fastball.
10-2. He had a 10-2 record,
Yeah,
and there was a time in August when he was the stopper,
right.
even over Yamamoto or Snell, or Glasnow.
Yeah,
He was pitching, more clutch baseball than those guys. He was stopping losing streaks,
yep.
and he was getting the team into a winning position in the sixth inning, seventh inning. So, yeah, even at this stage of his career,
It's amazing.
18 years in, he's pitching
Yeah.
meaningful baseball games for a team in the thick of the pennant race. So you're right, PJ. I mean,
Yeah.
even at 38, 18 years in, pitching meaningful baseball, high leverage games and succeeding. I mean, a 10-2 record, it's no chopped liver more than
Whew.
Menudo.
Come on, he's 37 years old, been pitching for 18 years, still amassing a 10-2 record in 18th season. It's hard for me like you, but I would lean towards Kershaw. I would lean towards Kershaw because of that longevity and still being able to do it at this stage of the game against amazing great hitters. He's pitching and he's getting them out. He's 10-2. He's like you said, a very hot August and just keeping the Dodgers in the game basically when they were really down and out, their pitching staff, they relied on him heavily. So it's tough.
And his work regime also was
Oh,
incomparable. I
incomparable.
mean, no one worked harder.
Yeah.
They say it was Kobe-esque
Yeah.
in terms of the Mamba mentality that Kershaw owned. He was relentless, even as a pitcher, not an everyday player. He worked his ass off every day in the workroom,
What shows?
sweating out there in the outfield,
Yeah. Yeah.
doing incredible research, but also taking care of his body. And he worked through so many injuries. Remember, he worked through a lot of injuries just to come back this year. He had
Oh
the
yeah.
toe. He had
Yeah.
he had the back. He's worked through so many injuries, and when you pitch 18 years at that level in baseball,
It's pretty amazing.
that is incomparable. That might put him over the top. You're right, PJ. That longevity
Yeah.
of consistency of excellence.
Yeah.
Uh, was just it's unparalleled. I mean, will anyone pitch again? I don't think so. 18 years for one team.
I don't think so. I don't think
Even
so. And remember too, if you rewind him, a lot of those games were 8, 9 inning games. They weren't 5, 6 inning games like they are now. He started back when they were still doing, taking the pitchers 8, 9 innings, letting them pitch. He's got a lot of mileage on that arm. So all those things put together, for me, I give a little bit of the edge to Kershaw. I never got, to see Koufax pitch in person, obviously, but I've seen lots of tapes on him. He's incredible, incredible pitcher. They could not hit him. I mean, he was just incredible. But I'm going a little bit towards Kershaw. You can still think about it and come up with your decision. You know,
well, I lean towards Kirsch just because of his amazing community work with his wife Ellen. Around the globe. That
yeah.
to me has been unbelievable in the community. The Kershaw Challenge, that incredible ping pong tournament. Um, he's expecting his fifth child, and I think that had a lot to do with it. I think it was time. It was perfect timing. I think for Kirsch to pull the plug. So this is for Clayton.
Yeah.
Gong me, Ukes. We love you, Kirsch. Man,
Love
love
you.
Kirsch.
Love you.
22, the one, and in the greater pantheon of LA greats, PJ, how do you rank Kershaw? Of course, with Kobe and
Interesting.
Jackie.
Wow.
Well, Jackie was mostly in Brooklyn. The great Jackie Roberts.
Yeah, he was more Brooklyn, but I mean, you've got Fernando, you've got Kobe, you've got Shaq, you've got Kareem. If you're just talking about overall
Magic Johnson,
magic, you've got great
Billie
athletes.
Jean King.
Billie Jean King. that's a tough call. Again, you have to look at accomplishments, and I think most of the time, if you look at Magic, Kobe, Kareem, they're all about the same. They all won 5 championships in LA, basically. And I think Kareem won one in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, yeah.
Yeah, but so that's a really tough call for overall the number one, athlete in LA. Boy, that's too hard for me to call right now. Let's see how Kershaw does over the course of this rest of the season and playoffs and World Series. I tell you, if the guy goes all the way and gets to the playoffs and the World Series, you got to start thinking that way. Maybe. You know,
How blessed is the Ciudad, Los Angeles, to have such amazing athletes
yeah.
over the years. Kobe Bryant, the epitome of the work ethic, the Mamba mentality. Not just the 5 rings, but also the work Kobe did in the community
Oh yeah, same.
was endless. Magic Johnson, the same,
Magic Johnson.
endless community work.
Yeah.
Just we are so blessed to have these guys. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
These are one of a kind athletes you're talking about, and we had them all in Los Angeles. It's amazing when you're mentioning these names, and it's like these are one of a kind guys. They all played 19, 20 years, and they have done amazing things. They all amassed, huge championship, like you say, 5, 6 rings, whatever it is. Uh, it's incredible. So yeah, LA's blessed with that for sure. That's a tough call. That is a tough call.
Well, here's the call, PJ. Are the Dodgers going to be blessed with back-to-back World Series championships for the first time in baseball in like 25 years since the Yankees did it in like 2000? Do they have enough? This was a crazy, crazy series. There was a turning point, PJ, and I think you know where I'm going with this. When Blake Snell was pitching
Yeah,
against the Phillies, and they had lost 2 in a row to the Phillies, and they needed a win because the Giants had already won. And if the Dodgers had lost the game to the Phillies that night, it would have been shrunk to 1 game in the NL West. And Snell is pitching just a magnificent game.
amazing.
Just reminding Dodgers fans why the Dodgers picked up Snell, why he has won Cy Young awards. But this was a signature start for Blake Snell against the Phillies, who have our number, who will probably face down the line in the playoffs. And there he is in trouble. Walked a couple of guys in the seventh. He pitched magnificently. Just in his best game as a Dodger.
Yeah.
Dave Roberts was coming out to take him out.
Oh yeah, he's there. He's walking halfway out. He's there.
Vesio was running out of the bullpen.
Well, yeah, because he went like this
Vesio was
on
out.
the way out. Vessie's running out of the bullpen, full run like this, and Snell goes, no, 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 no.
No, no, no.
I got this. That's the famous line, no, no, no. And Roberts kind of startled, looked, and it was the funniest thing is, did you see Vesia, who he almost hopped? He was running out of the bullpen and he just skipped, hopped, turned around and went back into the bullpen. It was hysterical. It was a great moment though, and like you say, a turning point for the Dodgers, I think. It really
I,
was.
I I believe it was because let's face it, the Dodgers need leadership.
Yeah.
Otani's home runs are amazing, and he is a quiet leader. But they needed an action
Yeah.
that was out there, to stir it up.
Yeah.
Because this team is so corporate sometimes. That's been the knock on the Dodgers. Well, they're so corporate. They're great
Right.
numbers, great players.
Right.
Where's the emotion? Well, there was the emotion, and there was the moment.
Wow.
And they needed that to really light the fire under their tuchuses for the stretch run.
I think so.
And since that moment, Dave left him in. Dave was a great managerial move by Dave because I'm sure Dave was waiting for a moment like that. Dave was a player. Dave was a gutsy
Yeah,
ball
he's
player,
got the
man.
feeling. He knows what that feels like. But the topper to the whole thing is, of course, he waves Dave off. Dave respects him, backs out. Um, the bullpen retreats, and then he goes ahead and strikes the guy out, which was incredible. That was the icing on the cake. That was it. So yeah, very exciting.
And you could feel the aura, the vibe change
Yeah,
in this Dodger ball club ever since that night when they took
yeah,
that last game from Philly. and played well against the hated ones, against the Giants.
Yeah,
And that has given them, I believe, momentum. Of course, Mookie, finding the way, had an amazing August. He has been on fire. Mookie, vintage crazy Mookie,
crazy.
Mookie, man. He's been unbelievable. Ohtani, let's not forget Ohtani's son. It's easy to overlook the greatness of Ohtani. 53 homers at this, even as we stream. And he has been crazy hot, an on-base streak of 25 straight games. And let's not forget the amazing, insane talent of Ohtani-san. He's carried them. I mean, he can carry them to a World Series. If he stays hot, Mookie stays hot, Freddie's on it now.
Well, you need
Uh,
Muncy, and Muncy's doing great. Muncy's not only hitting great, but he's also now. Did you see that play at third base he made?
couple hot shots, he
I
picked
mean,
them
a
up.
couple of hot shots that completely spun him around, and he was able to, from his knees, throw and get him out. I think it's second on that play. Then there was another play to first, and this is also what Betts is doing. He's doing the same thing at shortstop. He,
If Muncy can just regain that stroke,
yeah,
then again, also the way of Teoscar Hernandez. If, he's been finding the way as of late.
oh yeah,
And Pages has been hitting well. And now, Tommy Edman is back because all of this has to overcome the loss of Will Smith, PJ.
yeah.
We don't know if Will Smith, America's catcher, all-star catcher, best catcher in baseball, is going to be ready. He's fractured his hand.
Scary.
He's not going to play in the regular season.
No,
They're hinting maybe postseason. Maybe he misses a playoff round. Maybe he gets it in the NLDS.
yeah,
Hopefully, but think of there's no Will Smith, and this rookie they've called up this Corfeld,
yeah.
the Swedish guy. You say he's Swedish?
Rodfeld. He's
Rodfeld.
amazing.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
he's incredible. I mean, I give him tons of credit. I mean, this guy stepped in, and I don't want to say we haven't lost a beat because, of course, you lose a beat when you don't have Will Smith's bat, much less his arm. But this guy's been really sharp, and they got really lucky with that pick. Really lucky. So to
He's
bring
been
that guy,
playing well.
yeah,
He's been catching those near no hitters. He's commanded the pitching staff has been tremendous, and he called Dalton rushing, so they can plug in the gap,
yeah,
the huge void left by Will Smith. Because you got, the amazing lineup seems to be clicking. They seem to be
yes.
hitting. And the starting pitching,
Oh,
PJ, that's their strength.
off the hook. It's off the hook now.
It's
It's
been
come together.
crazy. It's been crazy. Big Yama,
Yeah. Oh,
Blake Snell. Glasnow had a tough game last night, but he competed. He pitched into the sixth inning. He
came
competed.
back. He came back.
A la Kershaw, just compete. Even though you had a rocky start, gave up those
Right.
4 runs in the first inning.
Yep.
Let the Dodgers continue to peck away. Uh, you know, Max two run homer. Edmund off the foul pole. Conforto went deep.
Yes, he did.
Imagine if
Oh my
Michael
God.
Conforto can find a stroke this last month of the season.
That would be crazy.
Would that be nuts? I mean, hitting under 200 all season, and there's Conforto. But it's the starting pitching, PJ.
Yeah. That's it.
Hopefully Kershaw gets a start because he's earned a
I think
playoff
he will.
start.
I think he
Yeah.
will. I think he'll get a start. I think Roberts is starting to learn. You got to let these guys go a little longer.
Yes.
Snell taught him a lesson with his no, no, no. Go back in the dugout. I got this. You can't rely on the bullpen. The Dodger bullpen is
No.
weak. It's weak.
Who do
And
you trust? Who do you
yeah,
trust?
yeah. And so you've got to let your star pitchers pitch. You got to stop babying them. I've been saying this, this
All season.
months. You've got to stop babying these guys. They can do it. Yamamoto can pitch 140 pitches if he has to. Most of these guys can go at least 95, 100 pitches.
Yes.
If they're going good, leave them alone. Don't start warming up guys in the bullpen, pulling these starting pitchers out in the seventh inning, and then tumbling downhill, downhill, downhill. Let your pitchers go. You got to have confidence in them. You don't have confidence in the bullpen. Nobody does right now. So, that's my message to Dave Roberts.
And Emmett Sheehan,
Yeah.
out of
Oh,
nowhere, has been tremendous this year
a
as a
very bright
starter.
spot. Yeah.
And they
Bright.
can bring him out of the bullpen in the playoffs to pitch long relief. if someone is shaky,
Yep.
you don't have to ride the starter. If he's giving up 3, 4, 5 runs,
Yeah. Yeah.
get him out early. You can put an Emmett Sheehan.
That's right.
You can put it. You have a lot of options because the bullpen is still is rattled. I don't
Yeah.
trust Scott. I don't trust Yates.
No.
I like the kid Klein came in had a big inning, but I don't know about Klein. Of course,
Last,
Vesia,
yeah. That's
Vesia,
great.
Vesia, Bonda you trust.
Yeah.
Of course, Dreyer you trust. The rookie sensation you trust. Roboleski had a rough outing, then he came
Yeah.
back, got a couple outs. But do you trust Robo?
Yeah.
Um, it's tough. These are tough calls. So hopefully the starters go deep,
Yep.
and your bullpen only has to pitch 2 or 3 innings, and then the Dodgers are in great shape for a deep playoff run. PJ,
That's it. Well, we'll see how it goes. We're gonna see how it goes as we change gears to
and how about some love before we get to to football?
okay.
Crowdy, career home run number 400.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, close to a 500-foot rainbow in Colorado.
We were
So
waiting for it.
we're waiting for congratulations, Mike Trout, the most
Yes.
overlooked superstar maybe in baseball history. He's won 3 MVPs.
He's
He's an
amazing.
incredible ball player. He's having a rough year this year. Average rise. The whole year is really, hitting 230.
Yeah.
Maybe 20, 25 homers maybe.
Maybe.
But congratulations, and we so dig Mike Trout and
Oh, yeah.
career home run number 400.
Yep.
That's no chop liver more than
No.
Menudo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's an amazing accomplishment, and we want to give love to
No, I'm
to
glad you
Trout.
glad you said that because that's well earned. He's had a rough season. He was injured. He's coming back. And it's hard. It doesn't matter about the money. These guys love to compete. When you're on a team like the Angels that's been down for so long and you're such a superstar, it's really hard. It's hard on you. So, and he plays it very well. He doesn't complain. The guy's not a complainer at all. He just goes out there and hits home runs and plays. So, yeah, I'm with you. I tip my hat to him. He's an amazing guy, amazing player, really nice guy, and all the love. I hope he can make it to a playoff game sometime before he retires.
That's a tough call, PJ. They're the worst team in baseball, the Angels. But rolling into the National Football League,
Let's go. Let's
my
get into
my
it.
let's say we've been all over them this year to have a breakout year, and they're looking fantastic. I'm talking about your Los Angeles Chargers.
There you go.
PJ, that game against the Raiders, they so dominated the Raiders. Um, Herbert was sensational. Herbert is the way their defense has been amazing. Even losing Khalil Mack, for at least 4 to 6 weeks with the elbow, they are a swarming defense. They have no running attack.
No.
No one is gaining 80 to 100 yards a game for the Chargers on the ground, but through the air,
Oh,
Herbert, 5 touchdowns, no picks. What's amazing to me, the wins, the great wins in Brazil against the Chiefs,
yep.
and then beating the Raiders in Las Vegas.
That was
No
big.
one, no one by the names of Chris Jones
Yeah.
or Max,
Yeah.
the great Max Crosby
Crosby. Yeah.
got to Herbert.
No.
And that's with an O line that lost Slater, their stud.
Yep.
Joe Alt moved over to left tackle and has been just all world.
Yeah.
No one's touching Herbert. Herbert's running. Remember, Herbert's not injured anymore. Last year he had a bad ankle. He couldn't move that well. This year, Herbert is healthy. Herbert has Keenan Allen back. His third down man. Keenan's playing great. Of course, McConkey is another target. And Quentin Johnson, breakout year. Remember, he dropped so many passes. Has been sensational as the deep threat.
Yeah.
And the defense is creating turnovers. And they allowed, like 215 yards to Geno Smith and the
Yeah.
Raiders. What a win for
Woo.
Jim Harbaugh over Pete Carroll, 74 years, fresh, creative, and free. Well, what a year for the Chargers. Can they go 3-0 for the first time in 22 years in Charger history? They can go 3-0, if they beat your Broncos.
Right. Well, that's the thing. They have to beat a very tough defense. But, like you mentioned, Air Herbert, he's coming on. And you know what he's added to the game is his legs.
Yes.
And that really is making the difference because he's become a double threat with the legs. If you can't see something open, he can take off running, and that has made a huge difference for him. So, and it's also opening up all those lanes downfield, and he's hitting. We know, he's always been a spectacular thrower, but he's never been turned loose with his legs before. But Harbaugh is saying go for it. So, and the big C in sports always makes all the difference. Confidence. Harbaugh loves and worships this guy. He thinks he's the greatest guy ever. He just loves him. And because of that, I think you're seeing a professional athlete respond in a huge way because he's getting that confidence, that love from the coach, and that support from the team. So yeah, it's fun to watch. Up against the Broncos and Sean Payton scheming with his crazy schemes. We'll see how he does. I think, my opinion is he could squeak out a win against them. I think it's going to be close. I don't think he's going to have a huge game, but I think he's going to have a good game.
As Harbaugh says, who's got it better than us?
Yeah.
Nobody. Nobody.
Nobody. Answer your own question.
Except
Nobody.
maybe the Packers. The Packers, to me, as we dwelled on last week,
Yeah.
they've broken out.
Yeah.
With Micah Parsons
Yeah.
and Love at quarterback, and they are a team to be reckoned with in the NFC. But how about the Rams, PJ Rams, Eagles, Rams against
Huge.
the world champions, who
Yeah.
they had on the brink of defeat last year. They in the playoffs they lose to the Eagles in the snow. They ended up on the Eagles 20-yard line.
Yeah.
PJ, I'm telling you, the Rams, every year you count them out, but Matthew Stafford's healthy. Devontae Adams is a crazy stud. Puck and
Stuff.
Nakua leads the league in receptions. Their running game's a little slow, but Kyron Williams is a quality back.
He's a
Landman on defense. He
yeah.
seems to create a game-changing turnover every game.
Yep.
PJ, this Ram team is really lurking
They
as a
are.
definite playoff team, and maybe they can go deep. Can there be a Chargers Rams Super
Woo.
Bowl up in Santa Clara?
That would be wild. That would be wild. I mean, both of them have to beat great teams to get there. Certainly, Chargers are doing it. The Rams are kind of, yeah, like you said, under-considered, which is a good place to be. Nobody's thinking of them really going. I mean, they're contenders always, but they're not thinking of them getting to the big game. They've got the firepower with a healthy Stafford and all that to get there, I think. And the two bombshells for me are Devontae Adams
Oh, Devontae's playing great.
and Kyrie Williams, who sets up those great long throws with solid runs. And there's just those two players. And then if those two, you have to check down to Puka. Come on. I mean, they've got a great team. They have a great team. So
Great coach, Sean McVay is one of one of the best coaches of our time in space. There's no doubt.
no doubt. No doubt.
Sean McVay is tremendous.
Yep.
And the Eagles, they're still world champions. You got to go through
Yeah.
Saquon. You got to go through Saquon Barkley. There's no doubt. But the Eagles have, chinks in their armor. Every world champion loses a lot of players, and the Eagles, that monster offensive line, is still tough. They still got the tush push. But somebody tell me, why is the NFL banning the tush push? The Eagles perfected it because they have a great offensive line and a very strong quarterback. Jalen Hurts is very strong. You just don't do the tush push. But the Eagles have mastered the tush push.
Yeah.
Why are they spending so much time on let it go? Let the Eagles. This is their play.
That's
They've
their
named
play.
it. They've perfected it. NFL, enough with the tush push.
Yeah, good.
You
Give
see
it
the
to them.
brick. You
Yeah.
see it, NFL. Tush push this.
Give it.
Need it. You freak. Fuck on me, you.
Well said. I mean, yeah, enough with the tush push. And here's what I say. Get somebody to stop it. You're a coach. You have a team. You probably got 5,000 pounds of beef on that line. Stop the tush push. You stop it a couple times, they'll stop running it. Come on. You can scheme it up. There's ways to stop it. You get underneath their players, and then you go high on Hurts when he tries to jump. You can stop it. You cannot let that continue to happen. But my hat's off to Philadelphia, and they should run that play as often as possible until it gets stopped.
You
That's
don't punish Philadelphia for finding a great play that works.
no, and
Don't
not at all.
punish Philly. You
That's
should
great.
laud Philly. Give them love. I'm gonna give them love. I give the Eagles love, man, for
Yeah,
creating the tush push and having the personnel to execute it.
I
You
do
got to
too.
execute plays. I mean, everyone's at that level, sensational ball players. How do you execute? How do you scheme?
Right.
Like you see, like you said, Sean Payton's a great offensive schemer.
Yeah.
These guys, Harbaugh, a defensive dynamo. These guys are, Sean McVay, genius.
Genius.
You got to know how to scheme. But PJ, let's face it, rash of quarterback injuries in week three. Your Joe Burrow was out for 3 months. That's a tough blow the
And on my
on the
fantasy team.
toe. It's a turf toe.
Yeah.
It's a severe turf toe. I'm sorry about Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, but look, you've got Joe seems to come up with an injury every season. I've had him in my fantasy league. This is the fifth year. Every year, he's given me some good points, and then there's always these devastating injuries.
Devastating.
He comes from a different place mentally too, which doesn't help with that because he's thinking about his football mortality, and the guy's only what, 28 years old. It's crazy. So he'll heal, but there's Purdy, there's Fields, there's all these other guys that are injured. Daniel's out now too.
Jaden's
So,
out this week. Yes, against the Raiders. I know. This is a early rash. It's only week three.
and JJ McCarthy.
JJ's out for the
Yeah.
Bucks. Yeah.
Well, I mean, all these guys are out, and it's going to be interesting. It's kind of fun when those backups get in there and see what they can do, and start pushing the buttons. But yeah, just a rash of bad injuries. So there's not a lot of advantages for anybody. The Chiefs trying to win a game.
Can they go 0-3 in New York?
What do you?
Giants had a very tough loss to Dallas. Remember in overtime, the 64-yard field goal they were
Yeah,
victims of. Giants have a shot, but the Chiefs are not going to lose in New York. Mahomes is too tough. Kelsey's too crazy. He's going to have a good comeback game. Kelsey in New York. I don't see the Giants pulling off the upset. Grew up with the Giants and the Jets, and look at me, I'm a wreck. But I don't see Kansas City losing to the New York Football Giants.
Could you imagine the Chiefs being 0-3? I mean,
I can't see it.
Andy Reid hasn't had an 0-3 record like that since he was trying to pick up girls in high school.
Ah, he'll become a
Serious.
vegetarian. He might become a vegetarian.
That'd
He's that would be shocking.
be
Uh,
shocking.
but again, they don't have Xavier Worthy at wideout. The Chiefs.
Well, yeah, they're hurt.
Rice is out with the penalties.
Yep.
He's been suspended. Rashi Rice.
Yeah.
So it's a patched together offense. But you got Mahomes. Once you get Mahomes, you can win any game, anytime, anywhere.
I think that's a Mahomes game, total.
Yes.
And I think he's taking over. And I can't see if I had any money, and I don't, I would bet it
Yeah.
on the Chiefs. I would. I'd go with the Chiefs for this. You
And
know.
the Chiefs are going to come back. Maybe sneak in as a wild card. We'll see. And I got to say, I got a love for a lot of college football. Your USC Trojans put up 45 on a good Michigan
How about that?
State team.
How about that? They're
Maeva,
they're 2-0 in Big Ten and 4-0 overall. And they're starting to make believers, right? They play Illinois next,
the
who's
tough team, Illinois.
number nine.
They
Number
got
nine.
blitzed by Indiana, but
Yeah.
they're a tough. They look very tough.
Yeah.
They came back after the horrific injury to one of the Spartan players.
Yeah.
And they came back in the second half emotionally, and they took over the game. Some penalties, some stupid penalties. That's been a Trojan tradition the last 10 years. They get penalized a lot, but they overcame the penalties. Jaden Maeva
Yeah.
threw for three, ran for two.
Yeah.
Again, sensational offensive performance, racking up to 45 points. They're going to move up from 25, maybe to 20.
Yeah.
In the next poll, may move up 5 slots for beating a good Michigan State team who was 3-0 coming in.
Yeah.
But at the Coliseum, they were tough, and the Trojans look good.
Yeah.
College football was fascinating. Clemson loses to Syracuse.
Shocker.
Dabo Sweeney says, "I feel your pain."
Yeah.
Dabo, he's won a couple championships with Clemson,
Yeah.
but a little slow on the portal, a little slow on the name, image, likeness.
Yeah.
So Clemson's lost a lot. To lose to Syracuse at home in the Death Valley, in
Yeah.
South Carolina, that's a tough loss, man.
That's a tough
That's a
loss.
tough loss.
Yeah.
Texas came back. The Swagger's back for Arch Manning. But who they beat? Jim Bowie State. I mean,
Yep.
Sam Houston. I mean, who cares? They put up 55 points on a Division III team. But and Bevo was happy. That's what that makes me happy. If the
Yeah.
2,000-pound beast, the Longhorns happy, I'm happy.
That's it.
Some Swagger's back. Arch Manning needed it. They were booing him last week in Austin.
Yeah.
But he had a good game against Sam Houston State. The Bearcats, I believe,
Yeah,
is
Bearcats.
their mascot. The
Yeah.
Bearcats. How did I know that? I'm a freak. But the
Well, and we had the UCLA funeral, so
yeah.
yeah, we're all set. That's a disaster. That's just a disaster.
Well, luckily they had a week to will lick their wounds
Yes, we'll
and
see.
hopefully come back. Who knows?
See.
But that program's in dire straits.
And,
Uh,
and we got to wrap up here, but we got to talk a little sumo, the diapered ones.
Thank you so much. This was a sensational,
Yeah,
sensational week of sumo.
yeah.
Again, I'll show you the Fury Mongolian. He's 8-0 through 8 days in Tokyo.
Wow.
Ono Sato, also Yokozuna, he has lost once. So the Yokozunas are holding court. The Ukrainians, that's been the big surprise.
Ukrainian. Yeah.
Ayoshiki and Shishi, the
Mm.
two Ukrainians, are just wrestling beautifully. Gong Mi Yuk for the Ukrainians. Give them some love. They've been great. The Wakataka Kage has been wrestling well with his brother Wakamoto Haru. Ura is 7-1.
Wow.
He's been wrestling beautifully. He and the Pink Mawashi PJ.
Yeah.
So great, great wrestling out of Tokyo, Japan. Sumo, watch it on NHK 3 times a day, 9:30 in the morning. You can get your sumo highlights. 4:30 and 9:30 at night, 3 times a day, half hour, pure sumo highlights. Loving it so much. Yuko Sakamoto, my beloved bride. We are devotees, and this has been a great tournament thus far.
Yeah.
7 more days. We'll wrap it up next Sunday, PJ.
Okay.
Wow, it's a wild, wild week. And
Whoa.
also, as we take off, Super Bowl halftime show. Who's going to play? Who's going to play? Will it
I,
be Adele? Will it be Jay-Z? Who's it going to be, PJ?
it's going to be Taylor Swift.
Love it.
It's going to be Swifty because she's expecting Casey to make it. She wants to be there with her fiance now, not boyfriend, fiance.
Yes.
And I think it's the perfect culmination of the Chiefs getting back there and her doing the halftime. It's a natural. Either way, it looks like Jason will get to go to the Super Bowl. Either way,
Either way is
he
there.
gets there, he's going to be there one way or the other. Yeah, I'm putting my money on Taylor.
Taylor. My underdog pick, Metallica, the homeboys from the Bay Area.
By the way, I'd love that.
The Metallica, they're still surging, still playing great, incredible metallic rock.
Yeah.
Metallica,
Mm.
the native Bay Area guys, I believe, can maybe get the gig. We'll see.
We'll see.
PJ, again, want to thank Chris Donovan on the ones and twos.
Oh, he's amazing. He's amazing.
Tremendous,
He makes it
tremendous.
sound good.
Oh man,
Hard to-
thank you for streaming
Yes.
Feeling You with Victor Brick Jacobs and PJ,
Yes.
my beloved bride Yuko Sakamoto on the gong,
Yes.
also assisting me, getting me ready, on the air, every week with you,
Yep.
PJ, and of course Dave Cardona, our
There he
graphics
is.
master, doing our
Yeah.
thing, all the crazy graphics you see on the web pages, on streaming. That's all him. So
Yep.
thank you, everyone, and much love. PJ,
Yes. Please.
sensational as always. You are.
Thank you. You too, my friend. And please share this with your friends, like us, and let's get the word out. We'll see you very soon. Have a great week.
Feeling you.